Welcome again to this unrelenting and highly questionable nonsense. What do you like on the show today, Bo?
Did A-Rod retire, or is A-Rod retiring in 2 years, or is A-Rod just going to be playing forever?
He's a vampire. Forever. Vamos, papi.
Will RG3 teaming up with Hugh Jackson make the Browns a competitive team this year?
Oh, guys, we're going all the way to things that are hard to imagine, like the Cleveland Browns being competitive. But Robert Griffin has signed with the Cleveland Browns. That pairs him with Hugh Jackson, one of these quarterback whisperers. We've seen him do it with guys like Jason Campbell and Andy Dalton. So you think that maybe he'll be able to do it with Robert Griffin. But is that going to make the Browns competitive? I don't know about all that. They've lost a lot of their offensive line already, but they might get Josh Gordon back. And if you get Josh Gordon back, that makes life a lot easier on Robert Griffin.
They've lost Travis Benjamin to San Diego. The skill guys there aren't great, although Gordon, well, you can't trust him, but we do know that he's great. I find this part interesting, though. It feels like, for the first time in a long time, Cleveland has a plan. They've had 24 quarterbacks since 1999. You get this guy as a no-risk stopgap. You draft a quarterback at number 2, and you've got a plan at the very least. It's been a while since they had one of those.
We have breaking news. The Browns, they have also signed Dr. James Andrews.
Oh my God. What is that about?
Dang.
Are you really holding on to the earpiece?
That's right.
Okay.
This is what is in the news now.
Oh, okay.
Are you impressed that CAF management is holding LeBron accountable?
This is a report from Cleveland.com that Tyronn Lue and David Griffin, the general manager and the coach, that they went to LeBron and beyond the social media activity, laughing during a 20-point Heat loss to the Heat, laughing at halftime with Dwayne Wade and stuff. They're holding One of the interesting things here is clearly LeBron apologized, evidently, reportedly. Tyronn Lue is someone he respects more than he respects David Blatt. I do think, Bomani, though, that the larger problem is his relationship with Dwayne Wade is so large, so big, so bonded that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love, they're going to pale by comparison with that relationship. It's nice that the Cavs are holding him accountable, but his allegiance is to Dwayne Wade. It's not to these people.
But he's also not really going to be able to have that kind of relationship with 23-year-old Kyrie Irving when you are now 31-year-old LeBron James. Like, there is going to be that level of disconnect. But let's be careful about this word accountable, because I think people get off on the idea of somebody holding LeBron James accountable. They like the sound of it. You think people will go to LeBron and saying, hey, you need to be accountable, or, hey, LeBron, here's something that you might not have thought about when you do these things on social media and how they affect people, and maybe you might want to think about it a different way. Whatever works is whatever works, but I bet you it was probably more delicate than the phrase accountable makes things sound.
Well, there is only one way to handle this if you're Tyronn Lue. You stick his at the end of the bench and don't talk to him for about 3 weeks. That's the way you do it.
Okay, yeah. And then 3 weeks from now, their season would be over.
Will you not be surprised if the Warriors didn't get 73 wins?
Oh, no. Now it gets interesting for the first time. In fact, Steve Kerr is willing to acknowledge, okay, now this is an interesting question. They've got to go 9-2 down the stretch in order to break the record. They've got 3 road games, all of them against playoff-eligible type teams. Listen to this right here.
That's pretty enticing. And it's really the players' record. I know they want to get it. So we'll act accordingly. You know, if the players want to go and they're fine physically, we'll probably play them. Fortunately, right now, the goal of going for the 1 seed goes hand in hand with, you know, the record that everyone wants to talk about. So we're able to just keep trying to win.
All right, so we say they need to go 9-2 in order to break the record. Tricky thing about this is it's not that hard to point to 2 real good candidates for those losses. That game at Utah is the back end of a back-to-back playing at altitude, and the other one is a game at San Antonio. But who do you think is going to beat them the rest of the way? Like, those other 9 feel so sure, even though this is the NBA.
They play Memphis on the road as well, which can be difficult, was difficult last year in the playoffs. But 2 games against San Antonio, it's great conversation. They're going to be in the discussion. It's going to be hard, but you can't guarantee much of anything, even from a team who hasn't lost at home all season. Do you realize how quickly we're going to turn on this team if they do break the record and then lose to the Spurs in the playoffs? Like, we're talking all season about this team winning and winning and winning. And if they lose to the Spurs, also a great team, man, we're going to make fun of a pretty great basketball team.
It's going to be fun to do, though. I mean, let's be honest about it. It will be enjoyable.
I got a piece of advice for Steve Kerr. Listen, Steve, if you start losing in the playoffs, you got to say, my back, I can't go on like this, I got to leave, and then you leave. That's it. That's your excuse for losing in the playoffs.
Then imagine if Luke Walton took the helm and then led them to a championship.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
And then you show up at the trophy presentation and says, my back is better now. Where's that trophy?
All healed, yes.
Good as new.
Show up in the fourth quarter, you're leading by 20, your starters are resting, push Luke Walton out of the way. I got it from here.
Is Coach Cal pushing all his eligible players to declare for the draft going to hurt other NCAA players?
Eligible, not illegible. But Coach Cal has done this. He went on a tweet storm yesterday. Check it out, where he says, talk to the whole team. During the season's about sacrifice. After the season's about getting this money. That's how that translates right there. So every player on the squad is going to put their name in for the combine.
Walk on, Stu.
Walk on, Stu, because why not? Now, here's what I find to be interesting about this. As this season comes around and players that coaches didn't expect to say they were going to put their names in, you're going to have coaches saying, I recommended against him doing that, and so forth and so on. Coach Cal is saying, I am the alternative. I love seeing my players get money. Come to Kentucky, then go get that money.
This is a good thing for Coach Cal to be doing for a number of different reasons. It's player-friendly, first of all. He makes a mess of a system that we all know is kind of silly. And the question is, does it hurt other NCAA players? And he doesn't care about other NCAA players. He cares about his players, and they're the only players he should care about. And so he cares about them in a way that's going to know, how this is going to result in him getting more of those players that he's proving that he cares about.
Well, on the bright side, if one of these guys get drafted, that opens up some payroll for an incoming freshman. That's something that is going to work on his favor.
He just pronounced incoming. It sounds like the root word is income. That's pretty funny. Papi, do you have something that you'd like to say to Coach Cal, who you sometimes refer to as Coach Cash by mistake?
Coach Cal, I tell you, have to apologize because I really don't have any idea if you have any limit in your payroll. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. I'm not sure, I don't know if that makes any difference to you, but, I'm telling you something, I don't know what is your limit there,
I think when he laughed before the apology, we should have known that shenanigans are going to follow.
And they did.
Did John Harbaugh make valuable points in his defense of football?
Let's hear what John Harbaugh has to say here.
When you go to high schools in inner city Baltimore, okay, when you go to high schools in rural Indiana, and you see how important it is to the kids who are playing, what a difference it makes for single moms who are trying to raise their kids up in a tough environment. That's what football is. Has there ever been a high school football player, I've never heard one, that looks back and says, man, I'm really disappointed that I played high school football. That was a big mistake. No, they all look back and they say, I was a football player. I played football. And it made me, to a big degree, the man that I am today. I mean, I see a lot of people out there who are pretty passionate about attacking football, all right? I think it's about time some people were passionate about defending football. And all of us that know what football is all about, we should stand up and do that. It's a great sport, and I'm willing to do it. I'm not afraid to do that, Peter.
I'm not afraid to do that, Peter. He stuck his face right in the buzzsaw there. The Harbaughs are kind of the first family of football. It's where they get their identity. It's where they get their worth. When I tell you Harbaugh, you think football, nothing surprising that they would defend passionately their place of identity.
People take football so damn seriously. Like, you don't hear anybody else in any other activity that has as many consequences to it as football does, being so adamant that this is actually an attack on their way of life, as opposed to a thought that maybe, just maybe, this game really messes people up in the long run. He also needs to check out some of these studies, because apparently there are plenty of high school football players who look back and wish they hadn't played, because some of the issues physically that pro players have, guys who only play high school also have them too. So you can do great things through football, but stop acting like it's so unassailable.
Hey, A-Rod, are you going to retire or what?
Alex Rodriguez, Mr. Can't get right. He decided to let the world know that he was going to retire in 2 years when that big old contract is up. Because that big old contract was up, and then the New York Daily News gets a hold of it, and now A-Rod is saying, no, I'm not saying I'm going to stop playing. I'm just saying that my contract runs out at that point. Let's get back to where we started. None of this matters for 2 years. Why are you telling me this?
He's got guaranteed money for 2 years, but beyond that, I think the larger story is A-Rod is going to stay going to that batter's box until he's 80 years old with a dialysis machine until he breaks that home run record. And someone will sign him to break that home run record. It doesn't matter how many years from now it has to happen. He's going to keep doing it, whether his money's guaranteed or whether he has to crawl up there without legs.
Is anybody going to actually sign him to do it? Barry Bonds got blackballed the year after he's one of the 10 best hitters in baseball. Is anybody bringing Alex Rodriguez back?
What is the key word in blackball? Yeah.
Oh, I got a vision of A-Rod finishing these 2 years with the Yankees and coming back here with the Marlins and teaming up with Barry Bonds. You know, I mean, I'm telling you something. I can see it coming. You know, a Latin community. You know what I mean? You know, Barry Bonds. You got A-Rod,
Yeah, right.
Miami.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
black beans and rice. The whole ball of wax, you know?
Oh, God, I'm so glad he didn't finish that last part. Like, did we form a coalition? I just actually just had my hand like that. The next thing I knew, we were, like, coming together. But A-Rod, Barry Bonds, Miami, that could be – somebody orchestrate the trade right now.
Yeah.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
What we got now?
Oh, yeah. Swagger at first base. How about you get some of this pitcher?
Well, he liked that Rihanna song. Like, wow, that's a very interesting.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah.
Time to play the game that does not give a if you're Metro. Trust me. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them, and I duck just in case.
Do you question if Emmanuel Moudier's shot was skillful?
Emmanuel Moutier, that's a tough word. He's a good young player. He plays for the Nuggets. We don't do a lot on the Nuggets. They're playing the Sixers. We do even less about the Sixers. Let's celebrate. Nuggets Sixers. What happened here at the end of the game? Nuggets down 2, 3 seconds left. Oh, my God. No. Are you bleeping kidding me? What is that?
I feel so bad for the dudes on the Sixers. Like, if this doesn't make you feel like a loser, I don't know what does. Because you're supposed to win this, and you still come out of there with the L.
You know what? That should count as a loss for the Nuggets in the standings. Just all of it. It should be a loss anyway. When it takes that much, was that Mike Miller?
That was exactly what I was thinking. That's the highest I've seen Mike Miller get up since he was at Florida.
Takes that much to beat the Sixers, you should get a loss.
And who the hell was that guarding Moutier? Who is that number 12 guy? Like, did he win a contest in order to get out there?
Where's number 12?
Section 105,
wow. That
row
right
20,
man.
seat 12.
Look at, was that McDowell? What did it say? McDowell on the back of his uniform or YMCA?
That's T.J. McConnell from Arizona.
Not helpful.
What is he, your cousin or something? I don't understand what that's got to do with anything.
Do you question if Goose Gossage would detest this child?
Yeah, you know your man Goose Gossage out here trying to make baseball great again, but we go to a T-ball game in Oklahoma. What has happened? All right, what you got, little homie?
Is little homie a showboat? Yeah, bat flipper.
Yes.
Yeah.
What we got now?
Oh, yeah. Swagger at first base. How about you get some of this pitcher?
Well, he liked that Rihanna song. Like, wow, that's a very interesting.
Yeah.
Work.
Yeah. That helmet is giant. That's like Wes Welker's helmet. That might have been Wes Welker.
Also, I feel like I need to call my parents and hug them and tell them that I love them because I had no idea until now what it must have been like to go to those T-ball games back in the day because that looks like outright chaos.
Yes.
Well, the defense is very bad, you know, extremely bad. No one was covering first base, you know. That's how he got there so quick and so easy, you know.
I mean, he's right about that.
I don't know what they teach these kids now, you know. I mean, T-ball should be tougher than that, really.
He's not wrong.
I mean, yell at a kid. That's what we're advocating.
Like nobody's ever done it
first
before.
First baseman's over there eating, you know, orange slices and at a fruit box, and we're going to yell at him.
No, that's the kid in right field. First base is where you put the best kid.
That's right. That's true.
Do you question if this is the hottest new technology on the market?
Oh, man. We had T-ball. We got a machine that's not a machine. Now, where are we going now? Backyard, from someone's backyard to, all right, some random dude's home. Okay, here we go. That is, not technology. That's a good dad right there.
What about this says good dad?
I mean, he is taking some debris and turning it into a game that looks fun.
Yeah, how do you think mom feels about him standing so close to that TV they spent all that money on while he's tossing the child about?
That is not the latest in newfangled technology, but I would love if my dad did that for me right now. I would love that.
He's got to go to the gym a couple times before
Yeah,
he does that, right?
Yeah, he does.
I mean, deadlifts you got to do before you can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do that for you, you know.
Right.
I'll hit
Right.
my back. You're
Yeah.
way too heavy for that. You know
Thank
what
you.
I mean?
Yes,
Why
that's
would you
a joke
expect me to do that?
that's just a joke he just made. We could deadlift.
Not even a joke. Somebody holding your big up in front of the television like that. Just think about it.
Give it a new term. Deadlift. He would lift and then be dead.
System ain't no telling. Will I listen? That's what they be yelling. I'm by blood, not relation. You'll be chasing. I replace them. Huh? Drunk of Chris, mommy, Oni, can I keep her little model hands off me? Both in the club high, singing of key, and I wish I never met her at all. Questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game whose water just broke. See or no?
Tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued or
You
not.
like poke you like the dope boy?
Like I'm pregnant.
Oh, even funnier.
Tonight on CBS and TBS, the Sweet 16.
Sure. University of Miami. We're excited about that down here. University of Miami's in the tournament. But let's make fun of Grayson Allen. He plays for Duke. Duke, as you know, can be annoying. Grayson Allen, as you may know, can be annoying. What did he do recently in a game on defense?
National champions in front, 6'2".
What do you think he did?
Yeah, he's got a history of tripping people this year. And this is against Yale. And no, that looks like an accident. It looked like an accident to me, Bomani. Don't look at me that way. Look, that one looked like an accident. The other ones were so overt, that one looks like an accident. Don't judge me. Bomani, are you intrigued? I've already felt your heat stare. Are you intrigued?
Anyway, shout out to the broadcast company because we're down to 2 channels. And channels that I actually know what they are on the dial, which makes it a lot more likely that I actually watch one of these mediocre basketball games.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I'm ready to make predictions right now. Go, you right there after I make the predictions, you can run and go to your telephone and start calling your bookies. You know, it's going to be the University of Miami. It's going to be Texas A&M. It's going to be Duke, and it's going to be Maryland.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's it. Hey! The 4 winners.
All upset.
You bet because he told you
Whoa.
to. You deserve to lose your home.
And be back.
And to make it good, today only, you know, we have a special offer.
Oh, wow, really?
That's right.
Okay.
If you lose in any of my picks, if you lose any money in any of my picks, my son will make it good for you. He'll cover you. You know what I mean? That's the way we do things around here. That's the way we throw your money around.
Ring, ring. Hey, Juanito. yeah. Miami, Texas A&M, Duke, and Maryland. Put it all in the middle. We're good for it.
Yeah, all right, great.
In Israel, Israeli Premier League basketball.
Okay, this is a producer contrivance that allows us to show you a guy heckling Nate Robinson, who's in the middle of an interview, and a guy comes up on a bike, and we'll watch.
I know how hard I play. I know how hard everything is.
What's up, Nate?
What's up, bro?
I want to play with you one-on-one.
When?
When do you want? If you have money, we play one-on-one.
When?
I beat Farmer, beat Ochayon, beat everybody in Maccabi.
That's Farmer. That's not me.
Ask Raviv Limonad, who is Raz Nissim Cohen.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
We play one-on-one.
One-on-one.
Yeah, but video, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
That's an interview. That's an interview. It's awesome. It's the first time ever somebody's done that. It's sick. So cool. Fans are great. How can you be mad at that?
Hey, kick your baby.
How come he don't play?
I play Division 2, and the next year I play Division 1, and I kick your baby.
Nice and fit young men right there, man.
That sounds like a challenge.
It does sound like a challenge. I'll bust his
That was obnoxious. So many different ways. Flexing, shirtless, interrupting an interview. Just obnoxious. Bomani, are you intrigued?
You know, apparently that guy does that. This isn't just a one-time thing. Like, this is his bag going to do that. Does he have any idea that he was this close to getting punched in the face? Because Nate Robinson used all his smile and it all ran out at the end.
Right.
And when he said he was going to bust his keister, that could mean one of two things.
Yeah, and that's when Ronnie Cycli rode off on his bicycle, not to be seen again. Poppy, are you intrigued?
See, I'm very intrigued. I'm telling you something. I changed my opinion about Nate Robinson. You know, I thought that he was a tough guy. He didn't do anything, you know? I don't know what happened to Nate. I think that he's trying to improve his image. Did we say the same thing, Bomani?
No, that's not the mistake you made. That was just not funny.
Oh, that wasn't funny.
No, it wasn't that you said the same thing as Bomani because you weren't
God,
listening.
I hope he didn't say the same thing I did, because then I got to do mine again, too.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Back tomorrow at the same time. We also appreciate you watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
Did you watch today?
Oh, come on, Dad.
Huh?
It's always funny, the old man sound of, huh? Huh?